There we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, Akalon here, and of course, welcome back to each and every one of you. I hope that you've all had a wonderful day, or that you will have a wonderful day. It is Wednesday, I believe, the 15th. Yes, Wednesday the 15th. Valentine's Day is now behind us, so no one has any excuses. There's no reason to be sad and miserable and hate your life, whatever the case might be. It's all good in the hood, It's all good. Everyone should be happy now. The lovers got their day yesterday. Now it's time for the rest of us to get our days, which is the rest of the 364 days a year. Margot, how you doing? Very happy to have you here. Welcome back. I'm gonna be playing Harry Potter or Hogwarts Legacy today. All day. That's what I want to do. I just want to play Harry Potter. I want more days for the lovers. You can't. Why, Lunari? Why? Digital Bob, how you doing, fam? Question PO Box status? Chabird. How did you not know about this, fam? Like, I got a PO Box already. 4 or 5 days ago? Katoria, how you doing? Lurking today because I'm working. Have a great stream. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Very happy to have you here. Grimfield, how you doing, fam? I'm about to sleep. What the fuck? Bro, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. This is where we stream almost every fucking day. At least for the last week. 1 day per year isn't enough. Let's do 50-50. Fuck you. Like, you guys have each other. Like, all year. Right? We don't have anyone. So it's fine if you just have 1 day. The rest of the days are ours to do with as we fucking please. You can have your own shit. I've been on this 2-3 hour new baby feeding schedule, so I've been AFK-ish. Jesus, that's rough. But okay, let me quickly show you. This is the PO box. Right here, yeah. It's under contact me, so you can send me stuff here. If you want to send it with private, so this is if you just want to send it normally, right? There is a risk that shit gets lost. It is South Africa. I'm not gonna apologize for that, and I'm not gonna take any responsibility for that because it is South Africa. I don't control it. This is if you want to do just like normal postage. If you want to send it with private courier, so you want to make sure that it gets to the intended location, then you use this one. And just make sure to write Akalon on the envelope so that they know, because my name is registered there. This is if you want to send it completely privately. The Dark Lord, how you doing, fam? How long will it take to arrive, though? 10 to 5,000 business days? I mean, it depends, right? If you use this, and I've had people use the normal postage, it could get lost, or it could take months. If I order from Amazon, for example, no issues whatsoever. Amazon, 2 weeks, stuff arrives. If I order from Teespring, which is my merch store, 6 to 8 months. Because it just sort of gets lost in the whirlpool of my post service. So that usually I wait 6 to 8 months for hoodies and shirts and stuff to arrive from there. Oftentimes I have to reorder because it's just fucking gone. I would say this is the best one. This is the best option. The private bag option, because you know that it's going to go with a private courier, but it could also be very, very expensive. I don't know what postage is going to be like. I know posting from South Africa to the rest of the world is super expensive. Like, it would cost me an arm and a leg to send stuff out. I've wanted to because I have like a lot of stuff that patrons get. You know, if you're like a $5 patron, you get a sticker every single month, and if you're a $50 patron, you get a hoodie every 3 months and shit like that, right? So I would love to be able to make that shit local, just source it locally and send it myself. The problem is sending a single hoodie from South Africa to anywhere outside of South Africa is about $200 for postage. So I have to, in order to make a profit, I would only be able to send out like one every 6 months in order to turn any sort of reasonable profit, which doesn't make it worth. So for that, I just rely on Patreon to do their shit, even though it's terrible. Saw a theory video from Doran's Movies. Yeah, everyone's been talking about that, and it pisses me off so much because I've spoken about this. Everyone's been fucking annoying me with it. I don't mean you, the Dark Lord, but it just... my DMs are just filled with people going, oh my god, you see Doran's Movies? He's been talking about this, man. You have to get on this. Is Azeroth a 5th old god? And it's like, no, Azeroth is not the 5th old god. Listen to the whispers of the old gods. Focus on what the fucking old gods say about Azeroth, and you will realize that if Azeroth is to be anything to the old gods, it is much more than just a fallow old god. Like, Azeroth, they speak of Azeroth as something that is far greater than themselves. It just depends on how you look at the whisper. So, for example, the whisper that says her dreams are our dreams, right? The one way to look at that is that they have corrupted her to the point where she dreams the same dreams as they dream. A different way to look at it, one that most people don't, is that her dreams is quite literally their dreams, because they are from her. They hail from Azeroth. She is their creator. And therefore, they don't dream irrespective of her. They dream the same dreams as her because they are her. I'll have a video out, I promise. I'll make a video on this because everyone's been asking for it. No Myth Gaming, how you doing, fam? 420, really appreciate that. Blaze it, motherfucker. So I'll make a video on it to make sure that everyone sort of knows and, you know, it gets out there. In the next few days, I'll send you a link with the stuff I wanted to send you, with tracking link, etc., etc. The stuff you wanted to send or the stuff you're gonna send? Is there any HH box you are looking for, or any book, even WoW box, since they're cheaper here? Fuck, all the books. WoW books have actually proved to be harder to find in South Africa than fucking Warhammer books, which is weird. Like, all of the bookstores I go to will have, you know, some Warhammer books, which is how I've been able to amass quite the collection so far, whilst obviously still looking my ass off for other Warhammer books. With WoW stuff, like, I have all the WoW books on my Kindle, right? Because I've read all of them. Because why wouldn't I? I like WoW. I like the lore specifically. But I don't find the books that easily. It's, like, very difficult to find the books. Because you have to order them specifically. And then I've done this 3 times now, where I put in the order, just nothing happens. Whenever I go back and I go, so, any news in my box? They go, what box? I'm like, well, the box that I ordered. And like, we don't have any order on your name here for anything. So I don't know if they just lose it. Same happens with Warhammer, by the way. So I think they just don't take orders very seriously. I don't know. I'll look online as well. But, yeah, I've been able to find some. And I've lost, actually, some in the move to Cape Town, which was very sad. I had all of the Chronicles. I had the full collection of all the Chronicles. I had Before the Storm. I had 3 others. I believe I had Thrall, Edge of Night. What was the other book? Oh god. Illidan. I had those and they were all gone. Like, as soon as we got to Cape Town, I just couldn't find my books ever again. So I don't know if they got left behind by accident. I don't know how that would have happened, because I have one box that I pack all of my shit into that's important to me. Basically all my nerd shit. And that box would have had all of those books because it had a lot of my other books. So I'm not sure where those books went, but they're just gone. So I have to re-source those books at some point because I want all of my books back. Send me a few titles and I can check them out and add them to the stash. Oh shit, I would really appreciate that. First, Sky Knight, the gifted sub, bro. Really appreciate it. Can I add some hearts in chat? Hearts in chat, ladies and gentlemen. That is 7 subs that First Sky Knight has now given out to the channel. I really appreciate that, fam. Thank you, thank you, thank you. what I was wondering was, do people who read the books knew that we'd get Dragonflight kind of expansion, or are they always bringing out new books? Always bringing out new books. What do you mean sounds good? I don't quite understand, because... So the way it generally works with World of Warcraft is you'll have a new expansion, and then usually throughout that expansion, normally speaking, this is the first time Blizzard hasn't done this, but usually we'll get a new book before the launch of a new expansion, and then we'll get another book right at the end of the expansion, and then another book right before the new expansion. So it's sort of... This is very weird. Let's just put it that way. It's very weird. I don't understand why Blizzard didn't release a Dragonflight book. Maybe they're still working on it. You know, that's possible, I guess. Tomorrow and plenty of books and lore follow. Yeah, I mean, I get that a lot of people get annoyed by that, but I think I'm starting to understand a little bit more as to why Blizzard do the books, you know. I was never a fan of it, to be clear. I'm still probably not the world's biggest fan of books, because I think in a lot of ways the books take away from the story, right?
You look like you've lost some weight.
Oh shit, 100 bits. No Myth Gaming. Really appreciate the 100 bits, fam. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are far too kind. If you remember, I found a 25-minute video that explains what you were asking about the warp and also expands on the non-chaos outrage horrors that I know you have heard of, but I don't think you've had a chance to explore. I really appreciate that, the First Sky Knight. If you can add that to Reddit, I would really appreciate it. I'm not going to be doing any reactions today, as I've promised. As soon as we're done with Hogwarts Legacy, we will do like a whole week dedicated to Warhammer reactions. So I will give you a whole week of Warhammer reactions, and then we'll get into the next game, because we actually have a massive backlog of games that we have to get through. So as soon as we're done with Hogwarts Legacy, we're going to spend some time reacting to some stuff. Or I might do some after, like after the stream. You know, before we end the stream, we might do some reactions. So, Nombot, there's a chance that trolls didn't emerge anywhere near the Dragon Isles. And also remember, before the Dragon Isles got sort of parted from the rest of Azeroth, trolls would have been very much within their infancy. Right? So they would have been still very barbaric, primitive as fuck. Maybe not even anything close to what we see as trolls today. Because we know that trolls sort of came from around the regions of the where the old Wall of Eternity stood, right? Where we go to do into reacting to the one Halreach episode, which we knew would hook, line, and sinker you to watch the rest. Yeah, we spent about 4 hours yesterday just reacting to Halreach. So, do you mind if I ask which subreddit? Sorry, I'm not familiar with using it very much. The subreddit should be in... Did we add the subreddit? Oh yeah, if you do, just do this. There you go. That's the subreddit there. You can just click that link. No, but that's my theory. My theory is that the trolls were created by the old gods, and I've never found any information that sort of proves the opposite of that. At least not from what I've been looking at. There's even a chance that night elves is a creation of the old gods, because they evolved. They are trolls that evolved next to the Well of Eternity. The Well of Eternity, very much the blood of Yeseraj. mixed in with the blood of Azeroth, right? Because there's no way they ripped Yesuraj out of the planet and his blood did not get mixed into along with the blood of Azeroth. So there has to be some old god essence within that transformation as well. Dan Dante, how you doing, fam? I'm doing well. Thanks for asking, dude. Did you finish Outrage? All of it. All of it is done. One of the best videos I've ever watched in my life. Hands down. Would watch again. It was really, really awesome. Caxton, how you doing, fam? Very happy to have you here. Thanks for the first time chat. Really appreciate that. Contrary to yesterday, yeah. What did I miss? I'm pretty sure I missed some messages, but I'm not sure. Oh shit, no myth. Just on the fucking on the bits donation train. Really appreciate that, fam. Elune is an old god confirmed. I don't know if Elune is an old god. I don't know exactly what Elune is. I still have my doubts as to the legitimacy of the Winter Queen calling Elune her sister. I don't know how much of that I agree with. I think it's far more likely that when the Winter Queen was born, Elune was already there. And so Elune told the Winter Queen that we are sisters, but that they really aren't. So Elune does not have her origins within Zereth Mortis. Elune does not have her origins within the Shadowlands. And that Elune is actually, she's been around for a much longer time. And that perhaps in order to hide the truth, because, for example, we know that even in Zereth Mortis, the Eternal Ones did not know exactly what went on there. All they knew was that they weren't actually allowed to be there. They didn't poke around too much. There were a lot of answers or questions that wasn't answered because we weren't allowed to know the answers. There were plenty of places that you weren't allowed to go because it is the realm of the First Ones. So we know that the First Ones hid even their identity, or really much of who they were, even from their own children, the Eternal Ones and the Titans. So there's a good chance that if Elune is indeed a First One, she would not have wanted her children, the Eternal Ones, to know that she's a First One. So she would have presented herself as just a sister. You know, I'm like you. Even though I'm not like you. I'm far more powerful than you. But I am like you because that's all you need to know. You don't have to know that I'm so much more powerful than you are. Metavan, we'll get into the TTS. I know many people have asked for that. So we will definitely get into it, I promise. I feel like I definitely know enough now to where I can probably pull it off. I could probably watch it and I'll understand at least most of it. Are they pushing Dragonflight to be a Cataclysm 2.0 like Legion was TBC 2.0 lore-wise? No, I don't think so. I think they're done with that sort of recurring storytelling because that used to be how things worked in WoW for the longest time. Every so often we would circle back to old stuff. I think they're done with that. I think Dragonflight really is something all on its own. A wild thought with absolutely no proof. Elune is actually Xal'atath's sister, and she imprisoned her in that blade, and now she's out looking for Elune. That is a wild thought, and there really is no evidence of that. What we do know is that it doesn't appear as if Elune is at all connected to the Void. She seems to be more connected to the elements almost. And the elemental planes. The moon. Sort of the bridge between light and dark. So she appears to have multiple connection, or this is why she's a weird character in the lore, you know? This is why she's so difficult to place, because she definitely has very close ties to Azeroth. She has this bridge between void and light. That's what the moon is, quite literally, right? It's a source of light within the night. And it's only reflective of the light. It's not light itself. So it's very weird. Like what Elune it would be or what she is actually quite, I'd say, difficult to figure out. Not attacking, but if void is nothingness, why do you still think old gods are attached to the void? No, but I don't think that. No Mythic Gaming, you just subbed? I don't see the sub. What's going on? I think Stream Elements is having a fucking meltdown. If you did sub, thank you so much, dude. Really appreciate that. And Nombot, I mean, my theory of the old gods not being part of the void dates back almost 2 months now. So, I mean, I can say that I was probably somewhat first with that one. At least I don't know of anyone else that's been saying that, right? I don't know of anyone else that's been talking about that. So, yeah, I don't know. You just said it? No, I said that there's no evidence that Elune is connected to the old gods. We know she has a connection with Azeroth. I don't think she's connected to Azeroth. I think the old gods are connected to Azeroth. I think the old gods were created by Azeroth. I think Azeroth is their queen, so to speak, their master. That's what they keep referring to. Will light the master's way. I think it's Azeroth. In relation to Xal'atath. Yeah, but Xal'atath has a clear connection to the void. I mean, far more clear than any of the old gods. What if Elune literally is like Azeroth, but woke up much sooner and now is trying to control things to wake Azeroth up, her sibling? I don't know. I genuinely have no idea. I don't know. First Sky Knight. WoW lore is, if you know Warhammer lore, you will find WoW lore a lot easier to get into. It's not as large in scope as Warhammer. I mean, if we're talking about knowing everything within the lore, yeah, that's going to take a while. Because there are very minute, small little pockets of lore that's very difficult to get a hold of, or even to understand just on the face of it. But it is definitely easier. I mean, just look at the number of books. I think there's now maybe over 30 books within the World of Warcraft universe, compared to the 350, almost 400 books in the 40k universe. So you can imagine, right? Yeah, Stream Elements is definitely having a fucking... I don't know. I don't know what's up with Stream Elements. What if she literally is the moon, like Azeroth is the planet? Again, it's all possible, but what would that make Azeroth and Elune? Two beings seemingly unique in our universe. What does that make them then? What are they? Mother and daughter is fine, but what are they? I mean, in terms of how do they fit into the cosmological hierarchy of powers? That's the question then. Yeah, like I don't really, I don't think their relation to each other is as important. If they are related to one another, what are they? Because we do risk running like a new convoluted layer of lore here, right? Where we have the first ones, which is already quite convoluted. We have the Clockmaker. Actually, we start with the Clockmaker. Null Turtle Duck, thanks for the follow. Really appreciate that. Weren't you followed before? I'm pretty sure you've been following for a while, but anyways, I really appreciate that. So you start with a Clockmaker, which right now seems to be the highest that you can go within the hierarchy. Then you have the first ones. Then you have the Eternal Ones and the Titans and so on and so forth. Then you have the Old Gods. Actually, you have the first ones. Then you have the Cosmological Powers. And then you have the Children of the Cosmological Powers, which would be the Titans, the Old Gods, those and those. And then you would have the, right under them, you would probably have the Loa, which I don't think they're as powerful as Titans, but they're still very powerful. Then you would probably have the children of the first ones, which i.e. Titan Keepers and things like that. Then you would have the elements, which I don't know where they would fit, if they would be more... I think they would actually be above the children of the first ones. So that it would be Loa, elements, then the children of the first ones, then everything else. And we could figure out, or try to figure out at least, where mortals would fit into this, hierarchy. But it does risk, if we then slot in another layer, Elune and Azeroth, mother or daughter, or whatever that relationship would be, now we're starting to get, like, very much into the layers of convolution here. Where do they slot into this universe? Where do Naru fit into? Well, right now, all we know, or at least what looks to be the truth, is that the Naru is similar to the Titans, only on the side of the light, so they are children of the light. My Noir, how you doing, fam? I found something you might like in your spare time. A Border Prince has narrated numerous 40k books on his YouTube, audiobook style, including The Rise of the Primarch, Gilliman's Actual Return, which is amazing. Oh, shit. Wait, is he actually allowed to do that? Spirit, I mean, almost of the Primalists, Night Elves, it would probably just be due to the oldest races we know that have a connection to the primal elements or the elemental planes would be the Night Elves, and then also the Tauren. The literal first Primalist that caused a lot of shit was a Tauren. Right? He's not allowed to monetize the videos. I would have thought that they would have still taken it down for Sky Knight, if I'm honest with you. Because that would cost them book sales. If you narrate books on your... So, for example, I couldn't do that. I'm not allowed to take a YouTube video or make a YouTube video about one of the WoW books and just narrate it audio book style. Blizzard would immediately DMCA that. So it might just be that he's gotten away with it, with 40k not or Games Workshop not noticing. But I'd be... Unless the books are free already, right? In which case, that's a different story. But it might be that he's managed to escape because Games Workshop has not really found him out yet. At times, 17 tyrannical holes. Congratulations, King Julian. I don't know. Wait, you want your dick sucked? What's the... what does that mean to me? Others do, so they could be representative of the central force, the convergence of all other forces' reality. Interesting thought, Metal Fan. Shamans, maybe it's stupid or maybe it's nothing important. But how night elves can use shamanistic magic? Well, it might just be that night elves will soon be able to be shamans. Aren't they adding like a shit ton of new class race combinations in the next patch? This might be a precursor to that, no? Is Hogwarts Legacy better than Witcher 3? For me, it's a close fight. No. No, I wouldn't put it better than Witcher 3. It's different. It's not the same. But I don't think it's better. I mean, look, very few games will ever be able to challenge Witcher 3 for me. I have a love affair with that game that is just surreal. I think if we were to speak objectively, then it's probably just as good. It's probably on par with Witcher 3. I mean, the RPG, the storytelling, the combat, the world, it's all just as phenomenal as in Witcher 3. But my love affair with Witcher 3 would just not bring any game close to it. I think the only game in the universe that could challenge Witcher 3 for me would be Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. It's the only ones that I would say challenges Witcher 3. No, but the problem with that is, Xal'atath says that what was done to her in Orgrimmar long before the heart is even taken to Orgrimmar, right? So this would be some weird timey-wimey shit. How about God of War? God of War has always been great, but I don't think God of War is as good as Witcher 3. Not for me. To put it into perspective, I haven't even finished God of War yet. Not the newest one, because that's not on PC yet, but the one that came to PC, I haven't even finished it yet. Kind of got bored, and I'll be back, but I did kind of get bored with it. To be fair, I don't think you can compare God of War and Witcher. I don't think there's any comparison. The thing is, God of War isn't really an RPG. It's an adventure game. It's an adventure story game. I put it in the same vein as things like Tomb Raider. Outcast, how you doing, man? I did play Witcher 3 on stream, but I didn't finish it on stream. We just played a couple of days of it on stream. I don't know why I stopped, but yeah, I didn't keep streaming it. I think we got distracted. We got busy with something else, and then I just sort of forgot to play it on stream. I'm still, like, to be fair, I'm not a huge gaming streamer. It's actually quite new for me to be playing this much games on stream. Generally speaking, my streams are more just chatting, reacting stuff. Actually, I would say the reaction stuff is also fairly new, because for the longest time, all we did during streams was chat. I didn't play games at all on stream. I always played games offline. Ton of games to play? Oh, Samurai Will, you have no idea. I have so many games to finish. It's a fuck up. My backlog of games is pretty large at this point. On your lock, can we just talk about lore for like 4 hours? Yeah, that's what I used to do. I used to play a lot of WoW and just do lore discussions. Then I stopped playing WoW and I just did lore discussions. And then we sort of, by accident, people in chat started asking me to react to Warhammer stuff. And that's really where the reaction stuff was born, was with the Warhammer stuff. Just chatting streams? Wait, where am I? Oh, yeah. The first kind, yeah, but I do like playing games, and you know, it's nice to be able to play the games on stream, even though I know that that's not what my channel is known for. So obviously, my channel takes a massive hit in the viewership sort of arena. I don't have as many viewers because most of the viewers aren't used to me playing games. They want me to just sit here and discuss stuff and react to stuff. But that gets boring. I know it sounds weird, but it does get very boring after a while. If all you do every single day logging into stream is just react and just talk, it after a while, the streams itself just loses a lot of, like, what you want. And then it gets harder to stream. Like, soon the stream turns into a job. And once it turns into a job, it becomes very difficult to entertain people. Because you're just there because you have to be there, rather than you want to be there. That's not, I mean, Asmongold plays a lot of games on his streams, right? So I would say no. If you think about it, the vast majority of Asmongold's career was just him playing World of Warcraft on stream. Like they did Azeroth, could explain her association. Okay, so we know that they didn't order the moon because we know that Elune had a hand in their ordering of Azeroth. Elune actually helped them order Azeroth. The chronicles speak about that. Yeah, I would say Asmongold plays a lot of games on his stream. The aspects are going to try Tyr's method of returning their power and are going to get corrupted. And Dome's going to time jump to change it, averting his own death. I don't know. I know that the whispers suggest that the flame they seek will light the Master's way. You know, 5 lanterns now darkened, the flame they seek will light the Master's way. And that seems to read very much like the Dragonflights. The dragon aspects that have lost their power and the power that they now seek. And that will light the Master's way. And if I'm correct, and the Master is indeed Azeroth, that's going to be eye-opening as fuck, I think, for a lot of people. Not to put too fine a point on it, but I get frustrated whenever I see someone trying to pressure any streamer do whatever with their channel that they don't want. Play games, not play games is a perfect example. The first kind of, I don't think it's pressure. This is one of the things I've never actually done. And I see a lot of streamers sort of expecting things from their chat, which I don't actually agree with. So I see this quite often. People telling their chat they're not allowed to do this. They shouldn't do that. How dare you do this? How dare you do that? And it's sort of like, wait a second. Your chat has a right to demand the type of content they want. They don't have the right to force you into it, but they do have the right to express disappointment at you not giving them the type of content that they subbed for, since they literally did sub for it. Now, as a streamer, you have the right to tell them to fuck off, right? And do what you want to do, and that's perfectly fine. But that doesn't, your chat is not just a silent participant. You don't have the right as a streamer to expect your chat to just do what you say and to just be okay with it. They have their own minds, and since it's literally their money that goes into it, you sort of do owe them some respect in that regard, which is why I usually get quite annoyed of other streamers, because you know, they'll blame their chat or reprimand their chats for finding issue, for example. So we now have this happened on Twitter again. Some streamer expressed some opinion, right, on stream that obviously much of the chat, Zepla. Now, I don't know what opinion Zepla expressed. I don't know exactly what the drama is about, but Zepla said something and some members of her chat took much offense to that. And then you had all of these other streamers sort of coming out and saying, chat needs to stop. Chat has no right to, demand that a streamer doesn't express their own opinions on things. And it's sort of like, wait a second, but no. Chat has the right. As a streamer, you have the right not to listen. It's literally your life. You can do whatever you want. You are free to do so. But chat also has the right to say, look, we don't care about your fucking opinions about politics or whatever. We don't like it. Stop fucking sharing it with us. And that's the end of it, right? The first Sky Knight, by the way, gifted sub to Massive. Really appreciate that. Hearts in chat, ladies and gentlemen. Hearts in chat. Really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And they realize they aren't strong enough to defeat the Primalist. Nostormo goes back in time to bring back Neltharion to take on the Ridicon 1v1 in a last boss scenario. There are people complaining about Hogwarts Legacy don't know hardship, like someone who fled from a war zone, if I'm correct. What was the drama about? Can someone give me a link so we can check out what the drama was about? Does anyone know? Because I know there's apparently a clip floating about of something that Zepla said that she apparently, like, pissed a lot of people off with. Vanaculon from Asmongold, been following ever since. Happy to have you here, Time Bandit. Very happy to have you here. Let's see if I can find the Zepla thing. Even though I'm not entirely sure. Oh, shit, okay, here we go. Let's quickly see. Let's quickly see this, shall we? Alright.
I saw this yesterday because she was actually trending on Twitter. If you can believe that. You know, she was in a war zone and it gave her perspective on like the problems that people have. And then people got mad about that because like obviously it makes them feel insignificant whenever, you know, it's like somebody who was part of a literal war zone is telling you that your problem with the video game doesn't matter.
I saw just now somebody said that it's really crazy to you that someone who has had their life taken away by real fascism and war isn't upset about a video game. It's almost like I've gained some perspective in that. It's almost like having escaped a war. I know the difference between what's harmful and what isn't.
I survived a war, so I know what is and isn't harmful. Zepla, on Wizard Game. I am incredibly, genuinely sorry anyone has to experience that. But it does not give the right on deciding what is, or isn't, harmful to me, a transgender man.
No, it does actually. I don't have to be outraged on your behalf. I don't have to worry about your feelings on something, no matter what fucking kind of man you are. Your feelings is exactly that. Yours. If you don't want to play Hogwarts Legacy, go right ahead. Don't fucking play it. But the rest of us don't have to care about you. I don't give a fuck about you, sir. I don't care about your happiness. I don't care about your life. I don't give a fuck. I don't know you. And I don't have to know you because you don't seem like a nice person. Quite frankly, I don't think your value is at all comparable to anything that we need in this world right now, because clearly, to you, your feelings matter so much that the rest of us need to put our lives on hold so we can fucking take yours into account. Fuck off. That's the beautiful thing about offense. Offense is taken, not given. And you taking offense to something means absolutely nothing. It means nothing. Oh, I'm offended about something. Nothing happened. My God, imagine that. Like, look, I am not for the bullying or the killing or the mistreatment of any human being on this planet. I'm not okay with it. I don't think it should happen, right? If you're trans, that's your thing, and I'm happy for you. Live your life in the best possible way that you can. The thing is, life is hard, people are mean, and there's gonna be mean people. It's not my job to be outraged on your behalf, it's your job to stand up for you. I'm not your ally, I'm never gonna be your ally. Whether you're gay, straight, bi, trans, black, white, doesn't fucking matter to me. I'm not your ally. Your fight is not my fight. I have my own shit that I deal with, and I don't ask anyone else to deal with my shit. It's my shit for a reason. It's genuinely, this is the most bog shit fucking crazy tweet I've seen in a very long fucking time. I'm incredibly, genuinely sorry anyone has to experience that, but it does not give the right on deciding what is or isn't harmful to me. It does. I look at something, oh, this isn't harmful to me, and that's the end of it. I don't care if it's harmful to you. That's a you problem. If it's harmful to you, don't fucking watch and don't play because it's harmful to you. And the anti-Semitic tropes, fuck off. Like, fuck off with the anti-Semitic tropes, dude. I'm sorry. Fuck that. It's funny to me that most of the time, it's not Jews that find these tropes offensive. Because I don't think Jews actually... You have to think about just the level of racism that goes into you thinking that goblins is somehow a trope for Jews. So in other words, you view Jews as goblins, and therefore goblins should not be used in any media because goblins to you represent Jews. To the rest of us, goblins represent a magical creature type that also historically happens to really like gold. Now, is it possible that the original goblins were sort of based on Jews? Maybe. I don't know. I don't actually know what the history of goblins are. That's not how I view it now. And that is incredibly important. How do I view it? Sure, if I was a massive raging Nazi and I'm playing this game and I'm laughing at all the fucking goblins because they're Jews, that's a me thing, right? I'm looking at the goblins and I'm thinking the goblins are Jews. But I don't. I never even thought of it. The first time I heard that people think goblins are Jews, I was genuinely surprised. I was like, wait, what? Really? That's not how I viewed it. I didn't even think of Jews. But hey, I guess if your entire ideology is to be as racist and exclusive as possible, then that kind of makes sense.
Just gonna straight up block anyone who tries to defend Zepla, because I have no more fucks to give. I don't care if we were friends, there is no forgiving what she did.
The world, I can't believe it. She's gonna block everyone that agrees with Zepla. Oh my god, some people must be crying right now.
Zepla spent her whole stream attacking and blocking any person who had valid criticisms about the game she was playing and then having her mods block them.
And guess what? The truth hurts. That's the reality. You're right. Like the people in a fucking war zone, like you're not gonna go around and tell them, oh wow.
I just want to be clear. These people, all of those tweets you just saw, this entire woke group, what they don't realize is that they are the fascists. They don't realize it, by the way. But they are the fascists. Because fascism isn't a type of governance. It's a method of how you get to a type of governance. So in other words, you can be a fascist communist, right? So you can use fascism in order to get to communism. You can be a fascist capitalist. You can use fascism in order to get to what you consider to be. China is a good example of a fascist, corporatist, capitalist kind of country, which... You can use fascism for just about everything, because the whole point of fascism is getting your way, whatever that might be, through violence. Like violently forcing people to do what you believe is the best thing to do. You have to think about the arrogance of someone to believe so deeply that they have the truth of something that they will violently attack anyone that doesn't do what they think is right. And to all of those people, all I can say is fuck you. Fuck you. Kindly. I don't care. If anyone wants to attack me for enjoying Hogwarts Legacy, I have an idea for you. Go fuck yourself. Sorry if your ideology is to try and force me to adopt your worldview. You're just another shade of an authoritarian. Exactly. Let's face it, it's not about people or fascism or racist or any stuff. They are mostly arrogant jerks at first place who try to force others by manipulation. True. Like how Antifa are actually fascists. True. Someone please clip this. That's the basic definition of fascism I've ever heard. Well, it's literally what it is, right? It's getting your way through violence. Anyone that employs violence in order to get their way is a fascist. 100%. There's no doubts about that. That's literally what it is. Now, of course, the actual ideology has a lot more going into it, but it boils down to that. Using violence to get your fucking way.
But yeah, my problem is so fucking bad because of some video game. You're not going to be able to tell somebody that who just, like, had to forcefully leave a war zone. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's people that have no context or perspective in life. What do you even say about that, you know? Even Zeppela got Asmongold-ified and has to run the Crocodile Tears script about playing wizard shit. I don't know, I'm about done with these people. Buying a game is one thing, advertising it to thousands is less justifiable than milking transphobia for content. Fuck off. See, like, again, this is so funny to me, and that's all it should be. Never take these people seriously. Never actually listen to what they're saying. Never, like, go and try to argue with them and prove them wrong. No. Who cares? You do whatever you want.
Man, I like Asmongold. Whenever Asmongold says things, I just agree with it. Because at the end of the day, Asmongold at least understands the principle of freedom. You don't have the right to tell others what they can and can't do. You just don't have the right. It's terrorism, not necessarily fascism. Mr. Demoria, show me the difference, please. The only difference between terrorism and terrorism isn't actually using violence to get your way. It's the installment of terror in order to get your way. Fascism isn't about terror. Fascism is about violence and the threat of violence in order to get your way, in order to bring about some cosmic truth. I don't believe that there is a difference between fascism and terrorism. The only real difference in a political sense would be that fascists tend to be the ones in government, applying their fascist things legally. Terrorists seem to be the ones not in government, trying to get into power through fascist means and then legitimize their own tyranny. But at the end of the day, it's all just the same thing. It's violence in order to get your way. That is what it is. That's what it boils down to. And I don't give a fuck about anyone that employs any tactic like that. Your offense is not my problem. Your happiness is not my problem. It's not my job to keep you happy. It's not my job to keep you safe. It's not my job to fight for you. That's your job. You have to make yourself happy. You have to take care of yourself. It's not my fucking job. I have enough of my own problems without having to deal with your fucking problems. That's the end of it. Yeah, technically my job is to entertain you, but by entertaining you, hopefully I get to pay my bills, which is my job, right? But that's where that ends. My job isn't to fucking try and play to the whims of mad people on fucking Twitter, because that's all they are. Absolute crazy fucks that don't understand what life is about. What pisses me off more about this is the amount of content creators that will kowtow to these groups because they're afraid of standing up to them. The harassment isn't needed. Unsubbing, unfollowing, not watching is much easier. Seriously, fuck them. Yeah, I mean, if you genuinely don't like someone, just unsub from them, you know? If you genuinely don't like the game that they're playing, just fucking unsub. I lost about 9 followers since we started playing Hogwarts Legacy. We went from having 12,794 followers, I think. We dropped down to 12,778 or 79 followers. And now we're back up to 12,782 followers. But I've lost followers. I mean, I don't really care. Because followers are mainly useless. As a metric, it doesn't really matter. The people that's watching is far more important than the actual follower numbers. Because followers, I have 12,782. Viewers, I don't know how many viewers we have right now. I don't know how many of you fucks are actually enduring my voice. Hogwarts bad, unfollow. It's all, I feel you, man. It's a hard life, no? What's nice about streaming Hogwarts Legacy is that I actually got a few extra viewers. Nice, Lion Plays. I'm happy for you, man. Not a fan of Harry Potter. Don't like this magic style, but I just wait for stuff I am interested in. Margo, that's usually what I do as well. Like, I'll watch people that play games that I genuinely don't give a fuck about, but I'll just watch until they finally play what I want to watch. I lurk most of the time in streams anyways, so most people won't even know. That's going to be really cool, Zol. Following because game and not following because Akko has great entertainment value. Balkerson, I really appreciate you thinking that, fam. I really appreciate that. I'm here, actually came here from many, many vids on them YouTubes. I enjoy the no fucks given attitude to gaming and speculation. Action. If someone, like, I don't mind who you vote for, right? I don't give a fuck whether you are a Republican or a Democrat. I don't care. I genuinely don't care. I don't judge people based on the way they vote. I judge people for voting, but I don't judge you for who you vote for. I judge everyone equally for casting their vote in the first place. But I don't care who you vote for. The only thing I expect from all of you is to be able to debate an opinion or a stance without name calling, without screaming, and without derogatives such as calling someone a racist or a fucking transphobe or whatever the fuck phobe you want to call them in order to get your way. That's all I expect from you, to at least have an open mind and be open to the ability of debate and be open to the possibilities of debate. If you can do that, you're more than welcome in my stream. If you can't handle someone with differing opinions to you, best to fuck off now. Because I don't want you here. Most of my chat doesn't want you here. Because most of my chat wants exactly that. We've had incredibly insightful conversations within this channel before. Where, yeah, we've discussed some pretty, like, awkward shit. And it's usually very fun and very respectful. And that's all I want. I never want to be bogged down by viewers that demand things from other viewers because how dare you say that? Elizabeth, how you doing? I'm a follower here, but watch like 10% of the time you're live, but I watch all of your YouTube videos. I am very happy to hear that, Elizabeth. Thank you so much for that. It's normal that some people don't like HB. It is wrong to add false ideologies why someone doesn't like it and forcing others to agree with him, because otherwise they are fascists. Well, yeah, I mean, it's fine if you don't like something. That's perfectly fine. I don't mind the people that don't like Harry Potter. You know, if that's all it was, it really doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, you're allowed to not like things. You know? You are allowed to not like things. That's perfectly fine. As long as you don't try and force other people to also then not like it. Like, you're not allowed to play it because I don't like it. Just think about the arrogance of that statement. Think about the arrogance of that. I don't like it, therefore you may not play it. I mean, that is just, in my opinion, that is the most arrogant you can be. Digit Mark, how you doing, fam? Alright, let's quickly change this. We quickly need to change some stuff around here. Cashman, but I do think the world has just gotten to the point where everyone is happy to force their own views onto people. The world has lost touch. In my opinion, we've lost touch. We don't have the ability to debate anymore. And it used to be, like... It used to be something that was very much valued in our societies. The ability to debate, right? The ability to debate, the ability to argue, to discuss. And it's like all of that has just gone away. Like when you're not streaming, so you need to satisfy me by doing 24/7 streams now. Balkaton, I would literally die. After 6 hours, I don't feel like streaming anymore. Not gonna lie. After 6 hours, I'm usually so tired that I can't stream any further. I need to take a break. I need to get my mind back. Now, I have been thinking about sort of... once I'm really tired, you know, go offline, go eat something, and then come back and stream with no cam. Because you can usually relax a lot more when you're with no cam. Because if it was me playing this game, you know, not with cam, without cam, I would literally be like this. Just sat back, completely fucking relaxed, and I would only say the bare minimum of what needs to be said, right? I wish I could stream for that long. Other job stops that, though. 6 hours is a long time, Lion Plays. 6 hours is a fuck long time for feed stream to do an intro for OnlyFans, but I'm not doing OnlyFans. Fuck that. Most of the Aussie assholes were right and believe they speak for the whole world. So fucking true. Makes my eyes go funny. Trippy. This robe is amazing. Death Eater robes. And I just finished this last night. Most of you probably didn't see this because this was late last night that we finished this. We did it on stream, but I finished my Room of Reflection. Is this the Room of Reflection? Or, yeah, I think it is. But I finished it. It's now a gothic, dark castle. Like an absolute dark empire. Just look at this place. Like, there's still much that needs to be done. Like, I need to undo most of these paintings and stuff. Like, I need to remove most of this. We're not gonna do that now. Fuck it. Let's quickly... Okay, so this is where this is the potting table. Let's do Dutting Leaves, I guess. And then this is our potion station, where we can make some potions. Let's brew ourselves a potion, shall we? I don't have a Avada Kedavra yet, no, King Julian. The Lion Plays, I am loving the game. I'm absolutely adoring the game. I get that it's probably not everyone's game, and that's fine, but for me, this game is just... It's everything that I wanted from a Hogwarts game. It's magical, the exploration is phenomenal, the story is phenomenal, it's all good. I love it. Combat has never been that important to me, so I guess I'm fine with it either way. So I need to buy these potions from J. Pippin's potion store. Alright. We'll do that. That's 8 minutes before we can do it. We have that. I don't think we have anything else here, so we may as well just leave, I think. Is this open world? It really is. You'll see in a second. It is massive open world. This world is giant. Alright, I need to remember how to fucking get you.
Revelio.
I genuinely can't remember how to get there. I'm sure we'll figure it out. Kind of glad the Quidditch isn't in, because I'd just be raging at being unable to catch the snitch. Do you think you're going to be able to choose
You can't imagine how inconvenient travel
what
was.
role you want to play in Quidditch? Or do you think you're going to have to be the Seeker? Where the hell are we going now? Just going up. It's an Assassin's Creed with wizards, and that takes place at Harry Potter universe. Cool stuff.
Revelio.
I actually would put this... I think this is better than Assassin's Creed, but I might be wrong.
Lumos.
Okay, let's see. So there's 2 pictures and a blackboard. This has to be in some classroom. Has to be some classroom. There were classrooms downstairs. Wasn't there? Just see. I'm not sure how far down one needs to go, but I'm pretty sure there were classrooms here.
What
So
are you up to
this is a
now?
classroom. Does it have the blackboard? Still can't open that. Teacher, how you doing? I don't know. This is an astronomy class. And there was a telescope in the picture as well. But this is clearly not the classroom, because there's no blackboard on the floor. Alright. So let's go back up. Maybe it's up. I had to ban someone yesterday because of arguing with the streamer, saying that he's in the wrong house and complaining about a trans being in the game. See, this is where I think just both sides are completely fucking nuts. What does it matter if there's a trans person in the game? Like, why does that fucking matter? I don't mind that it's in there. Most games will push you and will push the way you think about things, and that's fine. The only time I have a problem with a game is when it's forcing some ideology down your throat. But I mean, I don't think that's what this is doing. Okay, it's here. I found it. I have it. Let's go. Is this why there was so much talk behind this game? You mean because there's a trans person in the game? No. The talk was because apparently J.K. Rowling was being transphobic or some shit. I don't know. To be fair, I didn't pay very close attention to the whole madness because it's not really something I give 2 fucks about. Yeah, you see, that's just where I sort of think people are full of shit. It doesn't matter, right? If someone is trans, of course there's trans people, so why would you not at least have trans people represented in the game? This telescope is the finest stargazing instrument of its kind, perfect for viewing the moon and the stars and anything else one might find in the night sky. Can I view anything through it? Oh, that would have been cool if they allowed you to view stuff through it. She made a statement years ago about that. Can be seen as anti-Semitic. Oh, I don't even know about that. But I mean, you know, people are allowed to their opinions. And also, even if I were to accept that J.K. Rowling is somehow,
Confringo.
you know, anti-Semitic or transphobic, if you were to, if you are to say that you do not allow bad writers and their works, I have bad news for anyone there, because most writers that most fantasy worlds are based upon were incredibly bad people. So those of you that don't know, for example, Who do you think inspired the majority of Eldritch darkness within fantasy worlds? Who do you think is the inspiration behind that? H.P. Lovecraft. Do you guys know that H.P. Lovecraft believed that black people aren't actually people? He believed them to be animals. He also believed that homosexuality was an incredible sin, and that homosexuals should be killed. Was his books absolutely phenomenal? Yes, they were. The universe he created, absolutely fucking insane. Was his views questionable? Yep. You know, it's not the kind of guy you would want to invite over for dinner, but it is the kind of guy where you can go separate the artist from the art, enjoy the art for what it is, and, you know, go on with your fucking life. A lot of people thought that way back then. Yeah, of course. I mean, there was a time where most people... I will say this. If you lived 80 or 100 years ago, you probably would have been a racist as well. Because it wasn't acceptable. And most people want to fit in. So you would have wanted to fit in, and that means that you would have been a racist, the same as everyone else. And then, of course, we learn, and we realize that, oh, wait, gay people aren't actually that weird. You know, who knew? They just want to do the same things that straight people do, which is actually kind of boring. You know, you're different, be different. But actually turns out they just want to do the same boring shit that straight people do. And then everyone sort of just moves on with their fucking lives, and people get new things to be outraged by. Because that's apparently how this works.
Revelio.
Cool, a ghost. My first one seen in the game. Really? I've seen a few. He could talk shit, but if he didn't do to people or did any real bad stuff, I don't know if he did anything. He was too busy writing and also probably a little fucking nuts. I don't think he did anything bad, ever. Who's this guy?
Professor.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have time to chat?
I always have time for my students. How may I help you?
I wondered if I might ask how long you've been teaching at Hogwarts.
Well, it's been what now? 7 swift years. Time does fly because we have fun. Essential in my opinion. An eager, positive, and confident mind is the most open to knowledge.
True,
I find.
Some of the professors may not agree with your approach.
Well, each of us has our own style, I suppose. Some in the teaching field believe that hard work and dedication are the only keys to success. But they forget what drives those things. If one cannot fathom why some would expend energy on gobstones, then one is blind to the enormous power of play.
And that's why you teach the way you do?
Precisely. I strive to be the sort of professor that I would have enjoyed in school. My experience was less cheerful.
Perhaps it made you who you are.
Perhaps you wouldn't be who you are without that experience.
Had I received a more traditional education, well, enough about
when is it coming
my
out,
student
Digit?
days. You are here now, and it would be a shame if you didn't enjoy it.
I'll do my best, Professor. Thank you for the advice.
You are most welcome. Try to have a bit of fun today.
Oh, I'm having fun all the time, bro. Don't you worry about that. I'm causing mischief wherever the fuck I go. Although these locked doors are really getting tiresome now. This be the type of teacher to smile while he's giving you an F? Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know if anyone could have ever made school fun for me.
Revelio.
Alright.
Off on another adventure.
Oh, I think I can light this. I should be able to, no? You... What the fuck?
Levioso. Accio.
Oh, there we go. Man, I was about to get really fucking annoyed at that. Like, how the hell am I supposed to get that page? Gura, streaming later, and I imagine you're still going off to mine. It's finished, so I'll raid again. Lion Plays, thank you so much, dude. Really appreciate it. Good luck with the stream. Chat, say goodbye to Lion Plays. Man's about to go earn a living.
Revelio.
Anything to steal? Anything to take? Oh, what a coincidence. I've actually managed to get to where I was supposed to go.
I was hoping to see you.
Yeah, I'm gonna loot your chest first, fam. Char-chan, how you doing, fam? Thanks for the first time chat. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Okay, let's hear what Fig has to say.
You're back.
Finally. Minister Spavin talks more than he listens. Ranted on and on about rogue dragons. Wouldn't listen to a word about goblins. Speaking of which...
Listen, Professor. So much happened while you were away. I received a flurry of messages from Professor Black's house elf, Scrope.
Scrope sent you messages?
Yes. I thought it was odd too. He asked me to meet him and then told me to take the toast.
Why would you want to take toast?
To a cave under the lake. That's where I found Richard Jackdaw's ghost.
Oh, my guy speaks too much.
Is Richard Jackdaw?
He was a student here long ago. Anyway, he told me about a secret cavern. I went there, and right next to Jackdaw's skeleton, I found the missing pages.
You found the pages?
I did. And because Jackdaw had followed the map they contained, when I found the pages, I found the location on the map. Believe it or not, it's a room below Hogwarts.
Why am I not surprised? Shall we?
I was hoping you'd say that. Oh, and we'll need to bring the book.
Luckily, he still has the book. I had a feeling he was probably going to be dead, and I was never going to see the book again.
The room is called the Map.
Batlin, how you
by the
doing?
way. And a portrait of Percival Rackham awaits us there.
Professor Rackham. I look forward to meeting him. How did this Jackdaw get the pages from the book?
Evidently, Peeves stole them, and Jackdaw stole them from him.
Peeves.
Chat, do we trust Professor Fig? Or do we think perhaps he might be the one fucking us over?
It was beneath us all this time.
It just so happens that he's been with us this whole time, and Ranrock, who can't read or see the ancient magics, happens to know where we are consistently, and it's only Professor Fig that's there the whole time.
This looks promising.
He is sus as fuck. Massive Rick, thanks for the follow, man. Really appreciate that. Happy to have you here. Thanks for the first time chat as well. Yeah, I don't trust Fig at all.
Map. There's Hogsmeade. And over here, the Forbidden Forest. And, of course, Hogwarts. It's magnificent.
Alright, let's go.
If only you were here to see this.
It's gonna sound like you go dark hard. JFM, I agree with you. Thanks for the first time chat, bro. Really appreciate that. 100%. He will try and kill us. Elizabeth, I'm with you. I won't say I'm
Hello,
100%, but I'm
We've
sure
placed the book on the pedestal as you
it could
asked.
happen.
And this is my mentor, Professor Fig.
How do you do, Professor Fig? And you, my young friend, see now why you needed to return with the book?
I do. I also see why you refer to this room as the map chamber.
That you have come this far tells me that you possess extraordinary magical ability, the potential and power of which will unlock should you prove yourself worthy. The location of each of 4 trials will, in time, appear on the map. Trials that will test you and give you access to invaluable knowledge. Trials that you must complete on your own. Do you recall the pensive memory you viewed in my vault in Gringotts?
You and your friend Charles spoke of the port key, and of trials you'd created for one who could see traces of ancient magic.
Precisely. Charles is another of the Keepers, a designation we gave ourselves centuries ago, in light of the knowledge that we have been bound to keep hidden. Until perhaps now.
So, the passage from your ruins to Gringotts, everything in the vault, the restricted section, finding this room, none of these was a trial.
They were an important part of the journey, but they were not trials themselves. The fact that you have come this far, however, bodes well.
Okay.
The trials were designed to ensure that the power and knowledge we have kept secret for so long does not fall into the wrong hands. They will test your abilities, both innate and learned. But of equal importance, everything you witness as you complete the trials will inform what you choose to do with all that we share. You will need patience. The trials have much to teach you. It will take time.
I'm afraid we don't have the luxury of time.
We have waited this long, Professor Fig. Surely a few more.
Respectfully, sir, while I do not know the secret you keep, I do know that our young friend here has seen traces of a powerful dark magic being wielded by goblin kind. And we encountered an uncommonly powerful goblin wielding such magic as we prepared to leave your vault at Gringotts. We may already be too late.
This is grave news indeed. Young friend, do you trust Professor Fig?
I do.
Then, in the light of your considerable skill and all you have already accomplished, we shall begin. You will find the location of the first trial marked on the map below you. Whilst Professor Fig may assist you in locating the trials, they may be completed only by one with our ability.
I don't like that it answered on my behalf.
I know that tower. It's not far. You may have seen it yourself.
Jar-chan, I know the struggles, fam. I know the struggles. Luckily I have an inverter and a battery now, so fuck load shedding. But I know the struggles, man. I'm really sorry to hear that. Professor Weasley is more sus than Fig, that's what I feel. I don't get the same feeling. She's not as involved as Professor Fig. I genuinely don't like the fact that the game answered on my behalf, because I would have said no.
It looks familiar. Perhaps your young friend is more well-traveled than you might think.
As your mentor, the least I can do is go ahead to make sure it is safe. Join me as soon as you can.
You said that you know that tower. What can you tell me about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. I've passed it dozens of times. It's north of Hogsmeade. My recollection is that it seems abandoned. Clearly, however, the tower conceals more than meets the eye.
I'll find you at the tower as soon as I can.
Why
Until
is he
then,
going?
Be careful.
If Ranrock
not
shows
tell
up now,
anyone where
I'm
you're
convinced Professor Figs is fucking evil. Why else would he want to go ahead of us? The Reddit from Netflix Wednesday show?
Nice to see you.
I've never watched the Wednesday show. Is it good?
It's time you learned, Glacius, the freezing spell. It is an efficient way to cool down a heated situation. But first, I will need you to complete a few tasks. Once you've done that, come and see me.
A freezing spell? Well, don't mind if I fucking do. But first, shit! I don't know that I had an item that wasn't identified yet. And I can't use this yet. Screw that. I thought it was decent. Nothing to write home about, though. CC, why does he need to go there before us? Is he going to set a trap? But that's exactly what I'm saying. I do not trust this guy at all. Something about him just seems off. I might be wrong, but something about this guy just seems off. It's the alchemy tower, isn't it? Is it it's the astronomy wing. Where the hell is the... See, now I can't remember where the fuck... Is it the astronomy tower? Where is the, the room of reflection again? I can't remember where the fucking room of reflection is. It has to show it here, no? There is a button on the map saying hidden? Where? I don't see a... Oh, secret rooms. Room of requirement. That's where I want to go. Okay, never mind. Thanks. I appreciate that. I didn't even fucking see it. Okay, let's quickly identify this item. Oh my god, what a waste of my time. Angstrom, you bastard. 2 months. Part of the DJ Nation. At tier 3. Bro, I really appreciate it, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're far too kind, sir. Wednesday reminded me of HP and Buffy the Vampire Slayer, both of which I loved as a kid. I haven't watched it. Maybe I should. Like, what's the fantasy like? Because that really is my biggest thing. What's the fantasy like? Oh, we have so many fucking things that we can do. Find the remaining house tokens. Ghost of our love. I still have to do this. Use the map with floating candles to find the treasure. What is this? Go to Summoner's Court board. Okay, hold up. Let's go there. You should have watched it at some point. I always get such a rush of dopamine when you do the thank you, thank you, thank yous. Happy to hear that. I don't know where that comes from or why I do it, but I just do. I've done it for years now. Every single time someone does anything, I just go, thank you, thank you, thank you. Really appreciate it. What the hell's this? Oh, just stars. Dude, the world building in this is insane.
Galleons and a historian's uniform.
Revelio.
Why does this look like something? What are these chests?
If it isn't the treasure.
I don't know what the chests are on the map. The fantasy is bad teenage jokes and monsters. Oh shit. Think Legally Blonde, Vampire Diaries, and Supernatural mixed with Buffy. Okay, so I don't care for Legally Blonde. Loved Vampire Diaries. Loved Supernatural. And Buffy was alright when I was much younger. So I'd probably give it a go. Which is funny, when Ace can fix a generator or two, you suddenly are 5-6 more broke. I mean, Eskim isn't going to fix it. The national state of disaster, I know there's not many South Africans in the chat, and that's fine. But the national state of disaster is basically the end of democracy in South Africa. And I don't think many people know that. I think most people are sort of asleep at the wheel. But this is we will never have another national election. And you can take that to the fucking bank. The government's going to use the national state of disaster to ensure that they never have to have another vote.
Revelio.
Vampires, Buffy. It's Adam's Family, man. I mean, I don't mind Adam's Family. I enjoyed it when it was on, but that was obviously years ago. Okay, so go to the Summoner's Court board. And then what? Wait. Okay. All right, Leander Privet. Who the hell
What
are you?
doing out here? Challenging you to a game of Summoner's Court. I think it's time you faced a real opponent. Outside of Ronan's little lesson in charms class. Summoner's Court isn't just a game. It's a battle of skill. A test of a witch or wizard's mettle. What say?
Very well.
I'm in. Let's do it.
Brilliant. Summoner's Court. The ever-changing game.
Is he not going to tell me what
Accio.
the rules are? I'm assuming you just need to pull the balls
Come on, Leander. Oh.
and get some points, right? I'm blue. Yeah, I'm blue. Right.
Accio.
No! Dude! That went much faster than I thought it would.
Accio.
Oh, he's gonna fucking get 50 now. No, okay, never mind. I could probably squeeze this in, although
Nothing
gonna be
to
a
it.
tight squeeze. Let's see, chat. Come on. Come on, bitch. Nah, not great.
Lucky shot. Accio.
What the hell? He's blocked all of them. The only way I can win now is by getting a 50. I need to get a 50. How the hell am I supposed to get a 50 here? Chat, this is nuts. There's no way.
Accio.
Oh, boy!
That was one for the ages.
Boy!
Well done. You beat me.
Get wrecked, fam! Just went straight balls to the wall.
That's all.
No need to be upset. That wasn't luck.
I'm not lucky. I'm simply better than you.
All right, fine. You're right. You're better than me. I'll let the others know you're good enough to keep playing.
The others?
I lost 7 matches in a row to Samantha Dale. The others who play Summoner's Court thought that if you couldn't beat me, you wouldn't be enough of a challenge.
Leander, there's no easy way to say this. Well, actually, there is. You're not cut out for it.
Well, you could have found a harder way to say it. But perhaps you're right.
Yeah, you're useless,
I'll let the others
fam.
know you're good enough for them.
I love being an absolute fucking dickhead in this game. Just had a great milkshake from Wimpy for the first time. Not bad. I will judge you for all eternity, Cesius. Like grape milkshakes, bro. There are only 2 acceptable types of milkshakes. This would be a peanut butter shake or a chocolate milkshake. These are the only shakes that you can have. And we need to find this now. Use the map with floating candles to find the treasure. Okay, we're gonna have to do this now. We can't keep going like this. This is nuts. The map with floating candles. Let's view this. Okay, so it talks of a bridge. Dark Forest, maybe? I'd rather die from dehydration than drink chocolate and peanut milkshakes. What do you mean? Why, Bulkerton? What could you possibly not like about it? Yeah, you're using the light spell. But it would be close to the Dark Forest, probably. Somewhere here, maybe? It has to be, no? This is the Dark Forest, no? Yeah, this is the Dark Forest. Let's go there quickly. I have a feeling this is where it is. Because the map shows an entrance with a sort of flue. There you go. Okay, so here's the bridge, as you can see. We have the bridge here.